Today is day 6 of wearing the Ray-Ban Metas for 7 days straight. Today, we're in Portland, Oregon. But first, coffee! I'm alone today. Ralph just evaporated. Today is going to be a little bit different. So we are going to be trapped in a library. Well, actually, it's the bookstore. It's the biggest bookstore in America. And we're going to see all the ways that the Ray-Ban Metas can be useful in there. We got translation, getting background and review on books, reading pages to us, summarizing pages for us. This will be interesting. And hopefully by the end of the day, I make a friend. I probably won't make a friend. First, I grabbed 2 French books. My first test was to see if Meta could translate the titles of these from French to English. Here's how she did.
The titles translate to Read Today, The Immediate Life, The Public Rose, and P.D. James, The Covered Face.
Yeah, she did pretty well. Next, I wanted to see if she could read every single word to me, written in French, in English instead. Here's what happened. Can you read this page, but in English?
3 months before the murder in Martindale, Mrs. Maxey had given a dinner party. Years later, when the trial was more than a half, forgotten scandal and yellowed headlines were crumbling in the back of drawers. Eleanor Maxey would say that this spring evening had been the prologue to the tragedy. Her selective and perverse memory conferred on that ordinary dinner party an aura of foreboding and unease. In retrospect, it seemed like a ritual celebration.
I'm really shocked. I was able to follow along the text word for word and see where Meta was translating everything. And every single thing she said makes sense. It was literally a perfect translation from what I could tell. On top of that, the camera is taking a picture in wide angle view. Like, look at this. You can't even see the words in the picture. And Meta somehow still saw all the words in the picture. I wish you would work some of that magic in the image processing so I could see them too and you could see them and follow along. But if you can't see that and you have supervision that can unblur pictures, go back and try to follow along with what she was saying. It's crazy how accurate she was and how this can actually help you learn languages. Next, I wanted to test some languages that Meta is not explicitly stated to be familiar with. So we got Arabic, in which the writing goes from right to left. Back of the book is page 1 and the front is page 200 something. And the alphabet's completely different and Meta does not say that it supports Arabic at all. See if she can summarize the pages. This is something new. Can you look and translate this to English and read it?
The text appears to be in Arabic, and it reads, Chisat al-Sahibain, which means the story of the 2 friends. However, I am unable to read every word as the text is not clear and is in a language that I am not fluent in.
I also tried the same thing with this book in some weird type of Latin called Loed or something. I don't even know. I wanted to choose the most abstract language I could find, and this is what I found.
It's a poem written by the Roman poet Ovid in the early 1st century AD. The poem is divided into 6 books, each covering a different month of the Roman calendar. Book 4, which is the one you have, covers the month of April. The text is in Latin, and the language is ornate and expressive, with a focus on rhythm and meter. The poem seems to be describing the power of love and the goddess Venus, and the way she brings people together and inspires passion and creativity.
Now here again, Meta was able to summarize the pages perfectly. But next I asked her if she could read it line by line in English.
Here is a word-for-word translation of the text.
And she decided to just read them in Latin, which I didn't understand at all, but that's cool that I now know how the words are pronounced. It looks like she can still summarize text from another language that she doesn't support. She can even read it in that language, like she was reading in Latin. So basically, she can summarize things in languages she's not familiar with, which is crazy because wow, those are some abstract language for her to summarize in, but she can't translate word for word unless it's something that she claims she was fluent in, which is French, Italian, German, Spanish, and English. Then I asked if she could look at the Goodreads reviews and tell me what the internet thought about this book.
According to Goodreads, the book has an average rating of 4.12 out of 5 stars, based on 2,116 ratings and 241 reviews. A Vistage Coover, also known as A Certain Justice, is a mystery novel by P.D. James. The story follows the investigation into the murder of Venetia Aldrich, a prominent lawyer who is found dead in her chambers. As the investigation unfolds, it becomes clear that Venetia was not as well liked as she seemed.
She did that really well, but apparently she doesn't have access to direct interviews, just the overall reviews from Goodreads. And apparently this guy's bad experience.
One user noted an error in the book's description, suggesting some inconsistencies in its publication.
Finally, I wanted to do something else crazy. I had this entire shelf of all these books in different orientations in front of me. I wanted to see if Meta could examine all of them in lightning speed and tell me what the most interesting one of all of these books was. Look and tell me what the most interesting book is in front of me.
The most interesting book in front of you appears to be The Roma due to its unique title and cover design.
What's it about?
Take a photo for that, right?
Yes.
A traveling history teaches about the origins, migration, and cultural development of the Romani people, providing a comprehensive understanding of their history and experiences.
Okay, I think it's time to do the roll of ruin now. I actually forgot the dice, but I'm just gonna use a dice app on my phone. I'll show you with the glasses. And let's see what we get. Okay, roll of ruin number 5. I have to ask a stranger what the worst thing to do in town is, and then do it. Okay, this next part of the video, I'm gonna be whispering, so just be patient and subscribe if you want me to talk louder and embarrass myself in public more, instead of whispering. The last time I rolled a 5, everyone I talked to was a tourist, and then one of them just told me to leave. So this time, I have a strategy. I'm gonna go to get a matcha, and I'm gonna talk to the cashier, because they can't be a tourist. And then we'll see the worst thing to do in town. With my new perfect strategy, I went up to this cashier and I got too nervous. Instead, I asked for the bathroom code. Then after the bathroom, I asked a different cashier.
Other random question. What's like the most overrated thing to do in Portland?
Most overrated?
Yeah.
Going to Voodoo Donuts. That just sucks. So after some matcha and a brilliant raspberry muffin, I whispered in the street and then got on an electric scooter to Voodoo Donuts, the most overrated thing in town. And the line, it was actually really short. Kind of weird, it's usually super long. Wow, they must have really fallen off. The maple bacon looks good. I don't know, man, that tastes really good. Update, I just vomited a ton. Maybe the Voodoo Donuts was not a good idea. I didn't know it at this moment, but this was actually the beginning of a long night of vomiting uncontrollably. So if you appreciate me editing this video right now to get it out on time, in between vomiting a bunch, donate like $1 or subscribe. Get back to the video. We are at my favorite spot to watch the sunset in the city. Hey Meta, tell me what body of water is right in front of me.
Based on your location in Portland, Oregon, it appears that the body of water in front of you is the Willamette River.
So don't forget, guys, the entire point of this series is to raise money on the fight to end blindness. We have less than 48 hours left. There's only one more day to go. So if there was ever a time to donate, it's definitely right now. I don't actually have service right now, so I have no idea how much more we've raised, but I will be donating after I do, based on how many subscribers I've gained in the last 24 hours. So thank you so much for your generosity. And there is one more segment to this video. Question Corner, the part of the video where I answer your questions in the car. Only today and tomorrow left, so we're gonna rapid fire. Number 1, Oakley has announced their other designs. Is it worth the price point? Do you have a favorite? I thought they were all gonna be $3.99, so in my opinion, the more expensive ones aren't really worth it. Favorite would be the black with the clear lenses. That's only $3.99, it's the cheapest one, and you can easily get a really good pair of Apex lenses to do transition or to have a color or whatever you want. Second favorite would be transition purple. Number 2, if you were between transition and clear lenses, is it worth the extra $79? Honestly, I would not get the transitions. I would just get the clear and order a pair of transition lenses. The cheapest brands there that would still be pretty good would be Apex and Blazerbuck. I will leave a link to those in the description. Question number 3, what do you do for work outside of YouTube? When I first started doing YouTube a lot more, I was a teacher at a high school, mainly teaching bilingual students, even though I don't really know any Spanish, and most of them didn't know any English, but I taught them. And then at home, I would film like 3 YouTube videos a day and schedule them in advance so that when I traveled, I wouldn't have to make YouTube videos. After that, I did DoorDash while I was doing YouTube up until a few months ago. And then my tax return came in, so I just stopped doing DoorDash for a couple weeks, and YouTube took off in those couple of weeks. And now I'm making double of what I made as a teacher. Being a teacher doesn't pay very much. Yeah, I guess now I'm a full-time YouTuber, except that I work like 100 hours a week, so more like an overtime YouTuber. For the longest time, I was also trying to get a job as an iOS developer. I've made a ton of apps in my free time for iPhone, and now that I'm making double what I would consider quitting any job for YouTube, even though I could probably make a little more doing iOS development, I would just rather do YouTube. I would rather create content, and then when I have a big enough audience, they have an app idea that could just really help all of them, I'll just make the app. Number 4, is Meta glasses waterproof? No, they are water resistant, so you can get some splashes of water on them. I've worn them when it rained and didn't have any problems, but definitely do not submerge them or get tons of water on them. That would not be good. Question number 5. Why did you start on a Friday instead of a Monday? Because that's when my flight landed. Number 6. What was the first pair of smart glasses you ever used? That would be the Ray-Ban Metas. Since then, I have tested many smart glasses. Number 9. What operating system do you use on your phone and your computer? I just have the latest version of iOS on my phone, and I have like the second latest version of Mac OS. I also have a Windows PC that's on like Windows 11, but I barely use it anymore. Question number 8. What brand of mirrored lenses do you use? I'm thinking about going with mirrored red, but I want to know which brand. Honestly, the 5-pack from Smart VLT with the red, blue, clear, black, and silver, 4 to 5 of those being mirrored, is still my favorite. It's really cheap, still my top rec. But if you're going with single mirrored lenses that you just want really good quality from one pair, the Life Art Vision mirrored orange look red, and they're my new favorites. And the Apex mirrored lenses are also really good with those enhanced coatings. I'll leave the links to all those in the description as well. Question number 9. What is the craziest thing you've done with Ray-Ban Meta glasses? Probably waterfall kayaking, where you kayak down waterfalls. Before I realized the glasses were not waterproof, luckily they were fine. Or paragliding over Lake Bled in Slovenia, like 1,000 feet up. I was super worried that the glasses would just fall off if I tilted my head down too far, and I would lose $400 instantly. Number 11 or 12, I lost count. What is the best way to start a YouTube channel? Emoticon. P.S. I love the charity vibe. Honestly, I have so many YouTube tips that I've learned in the last year, it's insane. I could spend forever answering this question, so I'm going to answer it tomorrow in the finale, and I'm also going to get through as many questions as humanly possible because there are a lot to get through. I want to answer as many questions as I can. So if you want to know what the best way to start a YouTube channel is, some of my best tips on that, and hear the answer to your question if you haven't already, or ask a new question, submit it down there. This is your last day to do that. Get pumped for the finale tomorrow because it's going to be crazy. Finally going back to the city where I breathe. And oh my goodness, how could I forget? The password is charity vibes. So go ahead and type that in the comments if you want to be entered for the giveaway to win the Ray-Ban Metas and a bunch of cool accessories. Thank you so much for watching. Until the finale, good night.